There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly. They'll throw the end down. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have a minute 33 to go.
Looks left all the way, single coverage, one-on-one. Oh, what a catch! Mike Evans fighting through Benjamin St-Juste for a 17-yard touchdown.
Second down, 10. Rashad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws a sideline route, outfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucs. Running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3-2-1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. Ball from the 10. Come on, Bucs. 3:27 to go. McNabb dropping. It's intercepted at the 10 to the 20. He's gone. Going coast to coast. Rodney Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Rodney Barber. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucs take the ball away. On downs. Down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flashed it. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off, and Lavonte David has a quarterback sack. Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up to the head. It's intercepted at the 30. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25-20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
As long as we're the most fast, physical team, I promise you we'll like the outcome. Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Evans now deploys to the right in the slot. Now in motion. Mike Evans drifts over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball. Caught ball. Evans, he's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans, 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers at number 13?
Hey, we're the Buccaneers. Oh, we're the Buccaneers. Offense, defense. Now we're here to say, make the walk the plank, throw them in Tampa Bay. Bay. Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, say Tampa, hey, get Tampa, hey, we the Bucs. You know they brought the crew, so we gotta turn them up. No matter if we run, throw, the offense on the roll, and the defense can't stop, and they screaming, let's go. Get it, got it, he gone. That boy took that thing down to the end zone. And the only thing on my mind is this Buccaneer time, and I'm
What's going on, Buccaneer fans? Louis here of the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope you're staying healthy. We have a great show lined up for you guys. I'm being joined by my co-host of the night, Mr. Jamie. How we doing, buddy?
Doing well. Busy week. I've missed you guys.
I bet. We have a lot to talk about as far as the Lavonte David situation. Big news. We kind of figured it was going to happen. I was wrong about it. I thought Lavonte was going to come back. I just kind of figured he was battling some injuries and that maybe he'd come back. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about his Hall of Fame career, how he stacks up to some of the guys you grew up watching, Jamie. I'm excited for Lavonte. I'm also excited about this show because the show is starting to grow more. We officially have a call-in number, guys. So if you guys want to talk about Lavonte, the phone line is open, 813-530-5255. I'm just really looking forward to post Lavonte. I'm not going to lie. Just because of the simple fact, this team needs to evolve, Jamie. And I love everything that Lavonte did. But just that last year watching Lavonte, he kind of took a little bit of a step back, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's battling a knee injury and stuff like that. But I mean, I just feel like this defense needs to get a little bit faster. They need to get a little bit quicker, but we'll save that for another show. I actually want to celebrate,
but
Lavonte
not Joe Tryon Shoyinka fast, right?
Oh, all gas, no brakes, buddy. So, Lavonte retires. He's the standard in Tampa Bay. We all know that.
Louis, real quick before we jump in, I promised
that?
you I would do this. First of all, I'm getting a little reverb on your end.
Reverb. Okay.
I don't know if it's because it's playing in the background on the left windows. Anyway, guys that are listening live, I warned Louis I'm on baby duty tonight, so I got the monitor here with me. So if you hear me say, "Uh-oh, I'll be right back," it means the baby woke up. So apologies in advance because it will happen at some point.
Oh, yeah. You talked about that. Actually, I just realized something. I put the wrong number down.
It means the baby woke up. So apologies in advance because it will happen at some point.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I see what the reverb you're talking about there. All right, I fixed that situation.
Delayed reverb. Wow.
Yeah,
that
no, I
was
fixed that.
5-10 seconds.
So it's cool because we got this new board here, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's all good,
yeah, if
man.
you guys are noticing that Louis sounds super smooth right now. He got the whole new soundboard. Everything sounds great. Other than that, I keep hearing my voice echoing back to me.
That could be something on your end, buddy. I mean, I don't know.
Douche.
So I don't know. Here we go. We're gonna start this off. I asked the question to everybody. I actually put a post out there to everybody on X. I mean, yeah, I talked about it on X, and I also talked about it on Instagram. This Buccaneers Ring of Honor situation, right? I want to talk about that a little bit. Everybody wants Lavonte David on there for some reason. To right away. We need to take our time with that. And I don't mean that by like,
well, let me ask you this. Why?
Because guys like Hardy Nickerson deserve to be in there. So the Buccaneers, I feel like, need to acknowledge.
But shouldn't he just already be in? Shouldn't they put them both in there? Because there's no question he's going to be in there, right?
I think they do one a year, though. That's the only thing.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they need to switch that. Maybe they need to switch that system then. This has always been a beef of mine with both the baseball and the football Hall of Fame is you hear guys say, "Oh, he deserves to be in there, but not now."
Right. I don't think Lavonte needs to be in there.
By the way, the reverb is definitely coming from your end. I hear it coming back out. I don't know if do you have the audio playing on the laptop or something?
No, I'm good here, man. I think that's just probably on it has to be on your end, then not on mine.
It's going to be very annoying if it goes. I'll see if I can get a buddy to tune in and listen if it's coming through.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't got nothing. I mean, what about now?
I mean, it's only coming from my voice. So I wouldn't hear. Oh, did you? No, it's still coming through.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll fix that eventually. Sorry about that, bud. We will figure that out. But I mean, like I said, with Lavonte and this situation with the Ring of Honor, and I get a lot of people want to see Lavonte David in there, and I get it. I understand it, but guys like Hardy Nickerson. So to me, Hardy Nickerson deserves that more right now, and I think it's okay to take our time with Lavonte. I think maybe not this year, maybe next year, just because Hardy Nickerson started this early in the early '90s. And it's ironic too because Hardy Nickerson, the way he played, and I believe if you took Derek Brooks and Hardy Nickerson and you mushed them together, you would get Lavonte David. I mean, Hardy, he just played so fast, sideline to sideline, and then when Tony Dungy came to Tampa, he really opened up Hardy Nickerson, his abilities, and and then you had Derek Brooks. Lavonte came in, and I remember the first time I seen Lavonte David play. Do you know where the first time I seen Lavonte David play?
You've told me it was his rookie year, right?
Rookie year. Do you know where I was?
Was it the Jets game?
The Jets game. I was at.
That's right.
We were working Floriana.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, I stopped and I watched the screen. I think I got yelled at because he made a boneheaded mistake in that game. He hit Geno Smith. And actually, it was crazy because a lot of people, and I believe T-Crass was talking about this on DAE, how a lot of people called in. Buck fans tend to get a little, how can I say, like, there's no logic sometimes in thinking. And they were ready to write this kid off. And I'm like, wait a minute, did you guys just not see the phenomenal game he had? He made a mistake as a rookie, big deal. The rookie's going to do that. The rest is history. Actually, let me address something too. I apologize. I put 525. It's supposed to be 530. I apologize to everybody on X and stuff like that. I do apologize for that. That just
you think somebody's sitting at home getting calls? They're like, "Who? What? These people keep calling about the Buccaneers. What the hell's going on? I'm getting trolled."
Yeah. Well, we're figuring this all.
Well, let's talk about the Ring of Honor real quick. So
let's do it.
I hadn't done research on this, and I should have, but I got slammed with work today and yesterday and the day before. How many people are in the Buccaneers Ring of Honor?
Quite a bit. Gruden. Well, they just put Gruden back. Sapp, Lynch, Barber, Rice, Leroy Selman. There's quite a few guys.
There's 16. There's 16, of which only 10 are players.
Mm-hmm.
So you got John McKay,
right?
Head coach from 76 to 84.
Yep.
You got Malcolm Glazer. You shouldn't be in your own Ring of Honor. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well,
you got Gruden,
Dungy,
Monty Kiffin, and Bruce Arians. Right. So you've only got 10 players, right? You got Leroy Selman, as you pointed out, Jimmy Giles, Paul Gruber, and then your more modern guys from our era: Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Mike Allstott. Oh yeah, Doug Williams too. Forgot about him. John Lynch. And then of like modern day players, like played in the 2000s, it's just Rondé Barber and Simeon Rice. Right. I guess Lynch played till 03, but when you think of Lynch, you think of like the 90s, right?
Yeah, because Lynch was there early on before a lot of these guys,
Yeah, he was there from 93. And Allstott played till 07. Good God.
Oh yeah. He that neck didn't hold up too well at the end. I mean, what do you expect from a bulldozer there? But I mean,
human rhino.
Yeah. I actually posted a picture today on X of him. I think part of his training was pushing a Jeep. Like, why, dude? He's a freak, man. He's a freak of nature.
I'll tell you what, he played like he could push a Jeep, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Allstott was a whole nother animal, dude. But with Lavonte, like I said, he set a standard, man. Like what can you not say about Lavonte David? And I want to play something. I don't know if you people out there watched what the Buccaneers put up. Look, I don't own any rights to this video, but I'm going to put it up anyways. So because I want everybody to take a look at this with Lavonte and the cool little package that they put together. I guess they're going to do a documentary on him. And I don't know if you had a chance, Jamie, to watch his press conference when he retired. Man, I got a little emotional. Not going to lie, because he is so.
I have not watched it yet,
dude. He is so humble. He is such a great human being, man, but he was such a tough
He's
son of a
very
bitch,
old
man.
school. He's one of the very few guys in the modern era that really plays the game and what you and I recognize as sort of the right way to play.
Right. Yeah, he's just I mean, I can't say enough about Lavonte David.
Amazing.
He's amazing. He's amazing. But yeah, let's go ahead and play this clip.
My 14-year career has come to an end, and I feel it's time to, move on and, find a different path in life.
When you're a linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right, you're going to be compared to Derek Brooks. Lavonte's, he's built for this, to be honest with you.
To stay synonymous with one team, especially at the same position, I want to tell him there's another seat that's sitting beside me that I hope to share with him.
There are players you trust to make plays, and there are players you trust with your team's soul. When he's playing football, winning is of the utmost importance to him.
Growing up, he saw the negativity. He already put in his mind that I'm not doing that.
As the older siblings, we knew that we had to protect him.
Me as a little boy putting the hammer on, I just follow my cousins and brother just playing football, just do it because they doing it.
Yeah, like he might be the one. He might be destined.
The conversation was always, how do we block 54?
Flex, 54 special.
Lavonte is, he's a beast. Athletic as any linebacker I've ever gone up against.
That's a situation where you got to know your personnel. You got to know who you with.
He's a playmaking machine that can fill up the stats.
Athletic as any linebacker.
I don't have many regrets, but the reason I was so happy for him when they won it, because it's always like I was his protector. Like the media didn't give him his credit. I was the one speaking up.
It'd definitely be an emotional moment.
This is the last time that you walk out of that tunnel.
Just having all those flashbacks, like, and there's been times where this possibly couldn't have happened.
Looks like he's the injured Buccaneer.
Moments where I wish people could experience the same moment with me. Friends.
We'll always remember.
My parents.
We did it.
Guys who I don't play with. I just put all those guys on my shoulders like, I did this for y'all.
This is Vontae's house. Coming from nothing and making something.
Lavonte David.
The phrase, I am that man, and the standard for the organization being Lavonte, it's like, of course it is.
You have a guy that you know is the real deal.
I got you always.
So why wouldn't you look for all players like him?
Love the crew forever. I will always be a Buccaneer. As always, it's Bucks for life.
Whoa, that's a good video, buddy.
That they did a fantastic job with that. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I can't wait for that to come out. Like I said, this is a guy who definitely deserves it, but I can't wait for that video to come out, man. I mean, that if it's a series they're doing, I know they did the raise the flags and stuff like that, but I mean, you can't really say enough about Lavonte David, how respected he was on that field, so him retiring kind of, it's been a tough offseason for the Tampa Bay Bucks, Jamie. We really haven't really caught up too much about the Bucks, but I mean, Mike leaving. And I understand that. I actually got to ask you because I've been hearing about. I've been listening to other people's takes. Do you think what Mike Evans did kind of taints his legacy a little bit, or you totally cool with what he did? No,
nope, not at all. I think the fact that Lavonte retired after 14 seasons with one team is awesome, right?
Yeah,
like,
one helmet guy.
I think playing for one team your entire career definitely adds to your legacy, but I don't think leaving, especially in the way that Evans did, right? Like he didn't leave because he was getting more money to go to the Raiders, right?
Right.
He took a smaller offer than the Buccaneers gave him. He left because he wants to try it somewhere else. There's got to be a part of him that went there because of Jerry Rice, right? There has to be.
Yeah, I think so.
And the fact that he's in the same conversation as Jerry Rice, when what other receivers can you talk about in the same conversation with Jerry Rice? Randy Moss, and maybe that's it.
Yeah.
right? Maybe Calvin Johnson if he played longer.
Right.
But legitimately, I think those are probably the only two wide receivers that you can ever talk about in the same vein as Jerry Rice. So, leaving does not taint his legacy because he left the right way. He played through some really bad years and some really bad quarterbacks. He put in the work. He sacrificed. He had years where he definitely, even his last contract, he could have been making more money somewhere else. Was there any point where he was the highest paid receiver in the league?
Mike, I don't think so. No. I don't.
And yet he's been consistently one of the best, if not the best receiver, pretty much his entire career. By the way, Stan just messaged me and said there is reverb coming up, that it's a slight amount that it's picking up from either my input or Louis, depending on your setup. I suspect it's the new soundboard. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, so no, I don't think it taints his legacy at all to leave. Obviously it would have been cool if he stayed there his whole career, but also like I see what you're saying, and I hope people didn't take it the wrong way when you said you're excited for the end of the. Ooh, that made it louder. Whatever you changed.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, it just got a bunch louder. Maybe it was when you moved the mic. I think the mic might. Anyway, when you said you're excited for what comes after the Lavonte David era, I totally get what you're saying, and I agree. It is time to see what the next iteration of this team is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Probably sucks for Baker because we don't think they're going to be seriously competitive this year. Thanks. What are your thoughts as far as what the record's going to look like this year? How the rest of the division has improved. The Saints aren't quite there yet, but they look like a real team for the first time in like 4 years, right?
Right.
The Falcons are confusing as ever.
Right.
The Panthers are headed in the right direction.
Right.
So, does it feel, I know you don't like this word, but is this the beginning of the rebuild?
I would not say that just yet. I wouldn't say that just yet. Because a lot of people still forget. Let me break this down. Right. Don't get me wrong. This is bad. We lost, like, I don't know, for the younger guys out there, like, this is our childhood almost. Some people would say you lose Mike, you lose Lavonte, you lost the leadership on both sides of the football. That's pretty important. So it's just, I don't think they're heading towards a rebuild right now. I think they got one more year to figure this thing out. Does it suck losing?
This is the worst.
Yeah, it is the worst. But it's not the end of the world. People forget that the wide receiver core of this team, you have Jalen McMillan, that nobody really talks about.
Well, there was a lot of inconsistency with him.
No, he was hurt. It was a Buka a little bit. It was a little bit of a Buka. There was some inconsistency, but there was inconsistency.
He only had like 2 bad games. I think he's sort of the future of the team. I just really mean, I agree. I think the receiver core is going to be fine. I think you and I kind of agree that the Kate Otten deal was a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But on the defensive side of the ball, like what are we doing here? What's the plan? Got good safety core, but other than that,
well, your defensive backs are only good as the front seven, as your pass rush, in my opinion. So they have to.
Well, I think it's completely symbiotic, right? Like, really great defenses get a ton of coverage sacks.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jamie, you can't leave your corners out there to cover for 5 to 6 seconds. It's just not, do it.
Yeah, you still need a rush, right?
Yeah, you got to get a good pass rush. As far as a rebuild goes, here's the thing. I like their wide receiver core, but this offense, you have Baker Mayfield. He's got to stay healthy. Last year he was hurt. He took a beating in that Texans game. He got hurt, and that the injury started lingering. Maybe he played a couple of games that he shouldn't have.
Well,
You
you got
know,
to stop playing like Cam Scatabo, right? Like you can't put yourself in positions to get hurt over and over again because you're such a bulldog and you're going to show everybody. And bro, you ain't
right.
25 anymore. You know, like
Yeah.
and I get it. You know, he doesn't show fear and he's a tough get down in the mud quarterback, but like playing hurt for 6 games a season, that doesn't help the team.
No. Exactly. And that's why I said that's why I feel like he kind of overthrew a lot of guys. He overthrew Baker. I mean, he overthrew Emeka Ibuka a few times. But here's the thing. And I know a lot of people are like, this is all like doom and gloom, right? With Mike leaving and stuff like that, and Lavonte not being here. But believe it or not, with Mike not here, that opens up the offense a little bit more, in my opinion. And that may sound crazy, but you're giving guys like Tez Johnson a chance. You're giving guys like Ibuka. You're giving McMillan a chance, and now you get to really see Chris as a number one.
I would love to see. Well, I think Ibuka is going to be number one.
Maybe, but he can't.
I mean,
he can't run. He can't. He can't run those Mike Evans routes. That's the thing. That's why I said Zach Robinson
can't either.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying maybe you go deep into the draft and in the later round you get a big body receiver like that, but and try to develop him. Or I think you run the football more. You know what I'm saying? You got to be running football.
I think you're
first.
absolutely right. A, you have to run the football more. B, you just paid K. Dotton all this money. You better start.
I didn't understand that.
You better start throwing it to him across the middle. Look, he's a good player, and if they had changed head coaches, I would understand. But like, are they going to run a Ben Johnson style offense where like tight ends are a huge part of the offense? Probably not. So why are you paying a guy that's, I would call Otten top 25 tight ends, maybe top 20, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he can block, he can pass catch, and that's why they kept him around.
Yeah, he's a versatile tight end, but like he hasn't been a big. Now he's had some awesome catches, and I've liked him more than you have, pretty much his entire career.
Yeah.
You're hot on that guy. Who's this? The 6th round pick they got out of Washington, tall, super fast. Your backup tight end. It's like 6'6".
Devin Culp.
Payne
Durham.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. There ain't no way you describe Durham as fast.
Yeah. Well, Culp is not really a blocking tight end. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him.
Well, and that was a conversation you and I had the other day because you want to see more of him. But the point that I made was the problem is you put him out on the field, and in the modern NFL, everything is decided around a personnel package, right?
Right.
So the second you put him out there, they're noticing, and they know exactly what that means. It means A, he's not blocking, and B, he's going to be one of your top 2 route choices, and Baker's looking for him. So, and that's not hard to scheme around, right? Players are smarter and faster and make adjustments in a way that they never have in the past. So, that's a problem unless you're going to run a bunch of 2 tight end sets, which is fine. Or maybe you go for the old ring hypnosis trick, right? You actually have him start blocking a little more, even if he's mediocre at it, just so they don't automatically know the play call.
Right.
But again, we go back to you're eating up a chunk of cap space on K. Dot, and
I don't understand that. I don't understand that whatsoever. The amount of money they paid him, I
mean, it's over 4 years, right? And do we know how much is guaranteed? So we don't know, but still, that's a pretty big contract for a guy that wasn't super important. Look, great red zone threat, and I do like the fact that the inverse of my point about Culp, which is when he's out there, you don't know what they're doing, right? So you don't know if they're running his direction, running outside, if he's going to fake the block and go for a short route. Definitely a great red zone threat. But the problem is that it's not like they're utilizing him that much, right? So the point I was working towards was maybe they're actually planning on using him, and with Mike Evans gone, he's going to be hey, we need a guy you can just throw it up to.
Right.
He's got the hands for it. He's got the size. He's got enough experience in the league now. I think he could he could start or be second string on most teams in the NFL, but
Right.
I don't know. I all of this is to say I don't really know what the future of the receiving core is because Godwin's not your X.
No.
Like Book is your X, right? But he's not. I mean, no one's Mike Evans, right? But I don't know. I just don't think going like late round on a big body receiver is going to work for this team. But also,
well, you have so many issues with defense, and back to the Lavonte David, where again he set the standard for this defense on how you should play in this scheme. Todd Bowles' scheme is not easy. I know they made a couple of signings. I like the Muhammad signing. I like a lot Alex Alonso signing. I like those signings, but I mean, you take a look at this team right now. This reminds me a lot of that Gruden era where Sapp and Lynch left, and then it was kind of bad after that. I'm not saying that this is that era, but it's very similar to that. And not only that, you take a look at that Super Bowl team that we just had with Brady. How many guys are left from that team? Antoine Winfield, Vita Vea, Chris Godwin. This is why I want to tell people too about the jerseys. Stop buying jerseys because the turnarounds of these players, you're lucky to see them play for a team for more than 4 years. I think it's a waste of money. I've actually come to the conclusion I'm only going to buy legends from now on.
Well, it depends how you feel about it, right? Like I don't know that.
Nah, man, all these jerseys I got in my closet pretty much now. I just ordered that authentic Mike Evans jersey and he left for the 49ers. I'm actually tomorrow I got to drop that off because I'm returning it. I don't want it.
Yeah, but it depends. It depends what you want the jersey for, right? Like,
I don't want
it. Some people want a jersey. I mean, would you get a Tom Brady Bucks jersey?
I did get a Tom Brady Bucks jersey, but I bought it when he retired because it's part of our history and he helped.
Well, and that's what I mean, right? Is like, Mike Evans is the best receiver by a country mile to ever play for Tampa Bay. So
but
maybe you want an earlier jersey or something like that. But like, you don't buy a jersey thinking I'm only getting this if you play for my team forever, because in that case, you just never buy a jersey.
No, I know, but what I'm saying, Jamie, is just like after he retired, after Mike left, I'm just kind of like, man, the Niners and that deal you took, like, I get it. Look, I think I know why Mike really left. He left because he saw that room of wide receivers and was just like, listen, I want a high volume of targets. I'm not going to get that here. I have a lot to offer. Maybe they want me in a role situation. I don't know. And again, I don't know what he thought. But now he's a 49er and we got to move on from
He's never
that.
once shown any sort of diva tendencies. He's
no
one of the least diva receivers ever.
No, I just
so I don't think it's I'm not getting enough targets.
I'll bet if he wanted targets.
I know but yeah, everybody wants targets. But the 49ers thing is it's just different, right? Like I think he wants to play on the West Coast. He wants, there's the Jerry Rice thing. The 49ers are a fun team. And they're competitive every year. And we've talked about this a million times, so I don't want to beat the dead horse, but they can have 2 full strings of players injured for 10 games a year on both sides of the ball. They're making the playoffs.
Right.
It's a freak thing. But and then they've got, they've got their coaching staff is legendary, right? Shanahan, but getting to play with Christian McCaffrey, that's got to be fun, right? I don't know if anybody's necessarily excited to play with Brock Purdy, but he gets the job done.
Yeah, he's all right. I like him as a quarterback. I think he's a solid quarterback.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know him as a person.
Yeah, I just think the biggest problem right now is, it's not the offense with the Buccaneers. It's not. I think the offense is fine. I really do. Baker's just got to stay healthy, man. And
I know I say this all the time, but what it really boils down to is you have a really solid O-line. And when you have a really solid O-line...
We got a call coming in. Uh-oh. Here we go. All right. What's your government name and where you calling from?
My government name is your boss. And my real name is Alex. What's up, man?
What's going on, Alex? How we doing, buddy?
Oh, how you doing, man? I figured I'd accept your invite and talk some Bucs football. You know, talk about what's going on with the Bucs, man. How you guys doing?
I'm living the dream, man. Can't complain. How about you, Jamie? How you doing, buddy?
I'm busy and happy.
Busy and happy. That's always a good thing. What
I'm
do you
also
got for us,
watching a
Alex?
baby stir on the screen.
There you go. What do you got for us, Alex? What's your take on this as far as the offense and defense?
So listen, I'm gonna give you my overall take on the Bucs, and then I'll give you my thoughts on Mike Evans and Lavonte David and kind of where I think this organization is going. But first of all, listen, I hope you're well. It's been a while since I've spoke with you, but listen, talking about the Bucs, man. If you look at the Buccaneers, man, dude, we were hitting on a high wave. You know, you go at the bye, you're 6-2. You know, you're going into Seattle. You took a big win on the road in Seattle against the Super Bowl champions, and you're going, like I said, you're going into the bye, and you're looking at this team, and you're thinking, listen, we're in good. You know, we're looking good. Everything is pretty much the defense, the offense on all phases, pretty much for the most part, look very well. You thought that Todd Bowles and his defensive scheme was maybe changed a little bit, maybe kind of matched up the talent, maybe not. Of course, there's always some issues on both sides of the ball that, you know, always need to be worked on. But listen, 6-2 with the bye. I think if you would have told me that and asked me that at the beginning of last season, I would have looked at you and laughed. But listen, what happened is the Buccaneers got cocky. Todd Bowles, and let's take our Buccaneers to Cancun at the bye, and let's get cocky, and let's, you know, Todd Bowles in the mid-season slump. You know, it doesn't get its name from it doesn't get its name from nowhere. You come back, and you're looking at this Buccaneer team, and you're looking at the Cleveland, like the Browns. You're looking at the Browns, like you're looking like a Browns team. Which, by the way, I said the Browns because I'm here. I'm actually here for the summer. So,
oh boy, what is there to do in Cleveland?
Dude, I just got here like 2 weeks ago. I'm checking it out. I actually just got done watching the Rays home opener, so I'm gonna catch a Rays game at Progressive Field at the end of next month. So just gonna check it out. I kind of just got here, so I'll let you know how it goes. But Louis, looking at this team, man, you know, I'm disappointed, man. I mean, you just needed one loss. Even if you just look at the last 4 games, man, I mean, you can't tell me for one reason on paper that there is no reason. I mean, even the Dolphins, I mean, that should have been an easy grab. Who had gotten hurt at the time?
Alex, you know what it was? It was a team in turmoil. I agree with you with everything you just said. You know, going into the bye, they went to Cancun. Everybody was excited and this and that, and they were 6-2 going into the bye, and then they fell flat on their face. I think what happened was it was a locker room problem. What it is, I don't know.
Absolutely.
And because you could tell.
And I'm going to tell you what it is. Todd Bowles is a player's coach. And what I mean by that is you allow these players to do whatever the F they want. And excuse my language, but
no, you're good, man.
Players are allowed to do whatever they want. If you looked at going into the off season, some of the stuff that the players had commented on, some players, not all, but some, and a big reason why I thought Mike Evans left, which I'll get to that in a minute, is because they didn't practice. That was one of the biggest complaints going into the off season.
Too many walkthroughs, yeah. He was scared. Well, he was scared that players were going to get hurt. I heard about this. So, but you can't do that.
Yeah, but not allowing training camp and certain players to be a training camp and certain guys that really need to step up this season that didn't even show up for training camp.
Not a good look.
You know, if you look at any other organization in the National Football League, that's just not normal.
Right.
And that just goes back to Todd Bowles and this organization, which will lead me into discussing about Mike Evans and his departure. Mike Evans, I believe, which, by the way, I love you, number 13. I love everything that he has done for Tampa Bay. I am not mad that he chose to go elsewhere. San Francisco, I'm a little shocked. But I mean,
I wasn't shocked. I called it.
Lynch.
I called it. I said,
yeah, I did too. If you look at John Lynch and what he's doing over there, and they got a great defense, and they've been to the playoffs. I mean, I think they won 12 games last season, 11 games.
They did better
Even
than us,
after
and they had
all the
more
injuries
injuries.
that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, way more injuries.
Yeah,
So it's
but you
some-
can't count their injuries. I say this all the time. It's magic. It doesn't count when it's them.
Exactly. It's all about matchups, which, by the way, led me to tell you why I think he left. Listen, Mike Evans is already going to go probably in the top 5 best wide receivers ever. And
Yes.
Mike Evans wants to go out with as many yardage as possible. And if you look at the wide receiver room with Emeka Egbuka, Tez Johnson, what they're doing, Zion, is it Zion? No.
Zion. No. It's Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Tez Johnson, Jalen McMillan. Yeah, there's one ball.
You're
to
thinking
go
of Zion
around.
McCollum.
Yeah. There's one. I agree with you, Alex. There's one ball.
I'm gonna get to him in a minute. I'm gonna get to him in a minute. But there was just no room for Mike.
No.
And with all due respect to the Buccaneers and Mike himself, Mike, I can't say I can and can't, but Mike was probably going to get offered 20 to 25 million to stay with Tampa. I believe that was the offer that was presented.
I think it was 23 million because I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was like 20 to 25.
Yeah.
But the fact that he went to San Francisco and took probably out the door by the time he's done, probably not even going to equivalent to maybe not even 13 million a season, says all that you need to know about the direction of this organization, about how Mike Evans feels, not for Tampa Bay, not for, the players, but you have to look at this organization as a whole, right? What are the Buccaneers doing in the offseason before Mike left? You're looking at a lot of one-year deals, older people coming in, probably 33 and older. You're looking at the big word, and I hate using it, but you're looking at a rebuild. And I'm shocked, though.
See, everybody's throwing this rebuild thing around. Everybody, hold on 1 second, Alex. I got to pump the brakes on this stuff. Look, and I get it. I get a lot of Buccaneer fans don't like Todd Bowles. Everybody is like, and I understand. But here's the thing.
I mean, look, let's not kid ourselves.
Hold on.
The Todd Bowles era is over.
I wouldn't say it's over just yet. And I'm not. Listen, and this is
I
why.
love Todd Bowles, but it's over.
I do too. But I'm going to tell you why. I don't think it's over just yet because I think, this year, he understands he's on a hot seat. But we can't just put this on Todd Bowles. If you're going to blame Bowles, you got to blame Light.
And I'm going to absolutely match that in a second.
Because Jason Light's the GM of this team. When you saw that our weakness was an edge rusher, you should have went out and you should have made a trade. That's your job. And I get, and I've been on here. I'll say it. I've been on here. You guys know. I've been on here and I've said this straight out that Jason Light should be a top GM. I'm not going to retract in that, but I think his only flaw.
I disagree with
Well,
that.
I think his only flaw is he's afraid to pull the trigger on a blockbuster deal. You want to know why teams like the Rams win Super Bowls and they're always competing is because they don't give a shit about those first round picks. You know what I'm saying? They bring in the right guys.
Yeah.
There's times where Jason Light brings in guys, and I'm not trying to call anybody out because I have a lot of respect for all these guys. But Kalijah Kancey, like he's been hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't. I'll give him his due. He's drafted well with the offensive line, but when it comes to defense, not so much. And I talked about.
So I want to add this, Louis, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, fine.
The reason why I think Jason Light is a big issue than what you're making it not to be is here's why he takes a lot more blame than Todd Bowles. I don't think Todd Bowles is a bad coach whatsoever. And I'm going to tell you why. I watched a video that Tampa Bay Evan Klosky posted about it was a man coverage play.
Mm-hmm.
You had Jamel Dean on the left. You had Zion McCollum on the right. Just imagine that for a minute, right? It's a man coverage play. Jamel Dean, who's actually played a very good year, in my opinion, one of his best, in my opinion. I know it was a contract year, and he had a lot to go for, which good for him. I think he went somewhere else. I don't know where he went to, but he went somewhere else. But here's my issue with Jason, why I think he has to take a lot of the blame, right? You called a man coverage play. It was a good call. It was a good call. And if I can find the video he posted on it, I'll send it to you. But it was a good call.
Right.
The problem is Jason Light isn't matching the talent, right, to fit Todd Bowles' scheme.
Right.
If you're going to stick with Todd Bowles, you have to match the talent who can produce his scheme. In this case, in that play, Zion McCollum, who you gave a ridiculous extension to, which I didn't agree with. I thought it was
A little premature, a little early.
Not much money.
Yeah.
Way early. But he got burnt that entire game. Now, everyone's going to say F Todd Bowles, F Todd Bowles. This isn't on Todd Bowles because that was a good play call because Jamel Dean had his man in very tight coverage. Again, Jamel Dean did have a great year, but you had Zion McCollum, and by the way, in the draft, Benjamin Morrison, who in a game against the Rams, I believe it was, got obliterated. My point is this: Jason Light has to take a lot of the fault here because you're just not getting the talent to match the defensive scheme and match the play calling to the head coach that you want to be here. And unfortunately, well, listen, there were no adjustments made at the second half of the season. You were right about the deadline. We did nothing. We sat back and you watched your team tank. I have never seen a team an epic collapse than the one that I saw in the 2025 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in my time of watching the Bucs football.
They lost 8 straight games. They lost. They went 1-8. Should have been 1-7. Should have been 0-8 because that game against the Carolina Panthers during the game was terrible.
10 wins. You need 1 win to get the division. The fact that you couldn't even beat the Dolphins was I was just
Alex, I appreciate joining us, and I appreciate your opinion here, and I agree with you, man. Like I said, it's unfortunate and it sucks because that's Lavonte David's last year, and that's how he goes out. And
that's the other part that broke my heart, man. Listen, talking about number 54 real quick. Listen, if you got the moment to hear his outgoing speech the other day, it was emotional.
Yeah, I told Jamie he's got to listen to it, man. It was.
Yo, I shed some tears, brother.
Yeah,
it was very emotional, just his story and where he came from, and South Miami in the hood, and talking about how his dad used to
put him on a pedal bike,
and
just
on a pedal bike,
bring him to practice,
and his mom and everything that sacrificed. Just an incredible story, and it's very rare. It's very rare, guys, that you get a player of his caliber to take an entire career wearing one helmet, one uniform.
Yeah,
and Lavonte David, he loved Tampa Bay. It showed he loved Tampa Bay through some bad times. I mean, if you remember, I think he came in here in like 2012 or 2014.
2012.
There, he came in there with some tough times, brother.
Yeah, that was a Greg Schiano era, and that wasn't easy. But you know what?
Schiano,
yeah.
He came in here some rough times, man. But he stuck here. He didn't leave Tampa Bay.
Especially those uniforms, those digital alarm clock uniforms. That wasn't pretty to play in. I'll tell you that.
I hated those, bro.
That was not pretty.
Hey, but he loved Tampa Bay.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. He loved Tampa Bay so much. And listen, he got an opportunity. And in 2020, it was a report that he wanted to leave, got offered to leave. But
yeah, I seen that.
Jason Light said, I was going to make something happen. Sure enough, Tom Brady came in here. And, man, how about that year? Just an incredible story for the Bucs. Tom Brady come in here, everyone that came in here, and gave him that Super Bowl he deserved. And then he stuck it out. He just stuck it out, and he played another 4 or 5 seasons here. Here we are in 2026. And he retires a Buck. But it's very rare that, guys, that you get a player to wear one helmet and truly dedicated their entire 14-year career to one team.
It's very rare.
Going to Mike Evans, that's where I'm so hurt. But
We got to move.
years
Yeah,
we've
but
heard Mike Evans talk about.
the thing is with Mike and like I said, we just got to let that go. Mike's gone, and he'll come back in a couple years. He'll retire a Buck.
He deserved to be absolutely Louis. He deserved to go somewhere where he had that opportunity.
Can I make a bold prediction? Can I make a bold prediction?
Yeah,
I think the offense is going to be better without him. I do.
Because
Because there's too many weapons on this team. And I know some people out there may disagree with me.
Look at what the Bucks did without Mike Evans in that 6-2 stretch. Remember, we didn't have Mike for most of that.
Yeah,
we didn't. He was already hurt by then. And honestly, if I remember, I don't even think we had Chris.
No, Chris was on and off. Chris was on and off for a little while. Yeah,
he was on and off. But
so I agree that I think.
Healthy.
Go ahead, Jamie.
I think the team is better with Mike gone and with Lavonte gone, but that doesn't mean, I don't know the right way to say this, that the team is better and worse with them gone, right? Because they weren't performing at the level that you're used to from either of them.
Well, Lavonte was hurt.
Mike with the serious injury. Yeah, well, so was Mike, right? But
well, no, he was playing through I guess he was getting
right, but that's part of getting older and slowing down, is you're also hurt a little bit more, right? Neither of those guys next year are going to play at absolute elite levels in the way that they did 5, 6, 7 years ago.
No,
right,
but it sucks so much leadership out of the locker room, and both of these guys are old school. They're calm, they're cool, they're the guys you want on the sidelines, and you'd be a fool to think that Bowles didn't rely on them to sort of enforce his will a little bit with the team.
Right.
And, I think you're going to see a little bit more chaos. I think you're going to see a team in flux next year. The talent's there.
Well, I want to talk a little bit. And Alex, I appreciate the phone call, brother. We had somebody trying to call in too. I appreciate the phone call, man. Anything else you want to add?
I'm gonna do this on the show. Yeah, I'll just add a few more things, and then I'm gonna message you on the side and see if you want to do a little something. But just talking about what he said real quick. Yeah, that it's not necessarily the production that Lavonte David brought or Mike Evans brought, but it's what they bring in the locker room that's going to be a huge
yes
gap.
The intangibles.
Yeah,
who's going to lead that defense? Who's going to lead that offense?
You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
I mean,
that's the thing.
I mean, I'd have to say he's going to be the next guy to replace Mike Evans. I mean, I saw some things in him and what he did on the field, even with the time that Mike Evans was gone, that he has the opportunity to come in and be that missing piece. He looks like Mike Evans. He may not be as big as Mike Evans. He may not have the capability of making the type of receptions that Mike Evans, but he can produce if he was really healthy and really good to go. He can be like Mike Evans. And I believe that's what you're going to see. It may not be next year, but it may be the year after that as he grows and
yeah, it's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time. But hey, Louis, I'm gonna get out of here real quick.
Appreciate you.
I just watched the Rays opener, dude. We were up 7-1 and we blew that game, and I'm a little sad. So
it's one game out of what 162,000.
I know it's gonna be a rough year for Rays baseball, but listen, I'm gonna message you some stuff on the side if you want to do a little something. I have some people that are actually I made a post and they're actually tuning in right now to your show.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
I'm gonna send you some stuff and see if you want to do something on the side to help you out a little bit, and there's some people in here because you guys do some good stuff. So
thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
So guys, have a blessed night and go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Thank
man.
you. And just a quick side note as he leaves.
Amazing.
being a Rays fan, I'm a White Sox fan.
Yeah.
In the 140 years that the game has been played, we 2 years ago set the record for worst season in the history of the sport. So, so there's a lot to digest there. He made some good points. I think we're all kind of on the same page about, we're not necessarily going to miss the production from these players in the sense that, you've got players that are doing it better now on the team, and you can draft guys, but you can draft leadership, but you can't draft leadership. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Draft experience. You can draft guys with quality. You can draft. Speaking of which, a quick side note. Sorry to totally take this away from Bucks. Did you see the Jeremiah Love, the Michigan running back, his pre-draft interview he did the other day?
So somebody was talking about this. I didn't really get a chance.
I think either yesterday morning or day before. Amazing. If I'm a GM, this guy just shot up my draft board. He said, "Here's the thing you get with me is I don't really do much. I play football.
Okay.
After the game, I'm not going out. I'm going home. I'm playing video games. I'm making phone calls to whoever I want to talk to, and then I'm watching anime all night."
Wow.
What a dude.
What a dude, man. Speaking of what a dude, Lavonte David, Alex brought up a good point. Who's going to step up on this defense? The Buccaneers made a couple of signings, but I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know who's going to step up and be that leader. Is it Alonzo? I don't know. I think it was a solid signing. You still have Vita, but here's the thing to answer your question about a rebuild. I'll tell you what. This team is going to need to depend on somebody to step up, and that somebody is going to be Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. and Lavonte David. Vita Vea. Because
I agree.
Because these are the guys that have been there, especially Tristan Wirfs. Now, hear me out. Tristan Wirfs, he's very important to this team because he's been there. He blocked for Brady his rookie year, and that's not an easy thing to do. All right. He's been the most consistent player on this team for a long time. But guys like Chris as well, who's been here during that Super Bowl run, these are the leaders now. These are the guys that need to step up and take control of that locker room. This is a new era of Buccaneers football.
Do you have the comments up? Virgin Boy E61 made a great comment. I blame the leaders on defense for not putting Hassan Reddick in place. They let him slack all season.
Yes, that's a great comment. Yep. So Hassan Reddick got into it a little bit with Vita and the boys. Just a bad signing. And for anybody out there who says, "Oh, well, I saw this," no, you didn't. Because including myself, I thought this was a great signing. I thought, this is Hassan's
Didn't we
year.
talk when they signed him, like the week that they signed him? Didn't we say like there's some? I remember us having this conversation. There's some character issues. Not sure if he's going to fit in. I will say the play was surprisingly disappointing. I thought if nothing else, you would play better to get more money somewhere else.
Exactly. You're playing on a 1-year prove it deal, but that's why
you got to prove it.
Yeah, you got to prove it. As far as like I said, I'm okay with the offense. Baker Mayfield needs to stay healthy. And these guys, these young receivers, unfortunately, they're gonna be forced to step up now. Who's gonna take the role of Mike Evans? Nobody. And
no,
that's
but
why
Luka's got the
no.
He's got the right mentality, right? Like
Jamie, I don't like that. I don't like when people make the comparison of, oh, he's the next Mike. No, he's not.
That's got to be. That's not what I'm saying at all. Nobody's the next Mike. That's why I specified that there's really only 3 receivers in that conversation in history.
I want somebody. I want him to be
what
the
I'm
next
saying is
Emeka Buka.
Right.
Be the next name.
What I'm saying is he's got the right mentality.
Right.
Right. He's got a never say die attitude. He plays hard. He runs his routes well. And I think a lot of it also comes down to playing with Baker. You get the impression with Baker that you're not allowed to be a bitch.
Nope.
You know what I mean? You can't limp around. You can't give up on a route.
But you don't say that.
And that sort of brings us to the defense, where I think Virgin Boys is right. Like there didn't seem to be that like, hey,
accountability
needs to go 100% every play. There was sort of like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And that's part of it. We talked about it early on in the season when they kept getting these miracle wins that like
Cardiac kids.
Winfield's not going to punch the ball out at the goal line every time. He did it a freakish amount of times for sure, but like you can't just presume that someone's going to step in. You need to be the guy that steps in every time. And if every guy on the field has the attitude of I'm going to be the guy that comes in, I'm going to make the play, I'm going to save it, then you have a great defense. When you got half of your starters going, well, someone else is going to figure it out, I'll go after it next play. That's how you lose football games. That's how you lose a season.
Oh God, yeah. And we saw that. And we saw what happened with them.
And we saw it.
The
proof is in the
prime
pudding.
example. Yeah,
you know,
and it's just it was tough to watch. I'm not gonna lie, and it's even worse to watch Lavonte walk out that door because it's just like now it's like
that's a bad final season.
Yeah,
but thank God he got the ring. You know,
yeah,
I think that's the big thing. At least he got the ring.
Ty Derek Brooks for all-time tackles.
They're both going to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Before we get, I do want to do. I want to talk about sort of some of the numbers and whatnot with Lavonte in the Hall of Fame. But
I wanted to talk about this. Yeah,
I told you I got some stellar trivia for you tonight.
Yes,
I stumbled across it. It's a really hard one. I bet you'll get at least one of them.
Okay, we'll see.
There are 3 teams in NFL history to never have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft.
3 teams in NFL history to never have the number 1 pick in the draft. New England Patriots.
Incorrect.
Really?
You forget how bad they were for so long. They were bad for like 30 years.
3 teams that have never had the number 1 pick. That's a tough one, man. I gotta like think years and years.
And obviously neither is an expansion team so it's not the Jags, it's not the Panthers. So it's not like it's some Johnny come lately team.
Commanders?
Oh no, they're one of the original teams. And also they were really, really bad for a long time.
Man, that's tough. That's really tough. I don't even think I can get one.
Two AFC and 1 NFC.
All right. If it's 1 NFC, I want to say maybe the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I like that guess.
I'm close though.
It is. There are no NFC East teams in this trivia.
Well, within that region,
there is a team in that region. There's an East Coast and a West Coast team, and I mean truly coastal, not like kind of roughly on the West Coast. I don't mean like
I want to say for the NFC, I want to say New Orleans so bad. But I don't think it's them.
It's a northern team.
Man.
Northern by geography, not NFC.
Green Bay?
No, it's not NFC North.
Jeez. Man. The Eagles.
No. It's
Giants.
You've guessed. Okay, now you've guessed all 4 NFC East teams. No, it is not an NFC East team, and it's not an NFC North team. I've eliminated a lot of the NFC for you.
Jesus Christ. The Seattle Seahawks.
Whoa, there we go.
All right, the Seahawks. Okay. I feel better about myself.
So now you've got 2 AFC teams. So you've
2
got
AFC teams.
You've got an East Coast team and truly coastal.
Oh man, that's tough.
And you've got another one that's west of the Mississippi.
Boy.
All right, Virgin Boys. All right.
You saw that Kai put that up there.
Let us know where your seats are. I'm gonna intend to not miss a single game this year, but I've got 2 little kids. So.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm stumped, man. You got me good with that one.
All right, so the Baltimore Ravens.
Really? They've never had a first round
never first overall in Denver Broncos.
Wow.
I told you it's a good trivia, isn't it?
Dude, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie. That was really tough. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like that was because you're sitting there. I'm sitting there trying to like think about who hasn't had a number 1 overall pick. That was tough. Kudos to you, buddy. That was good trivia. That was good trivia.
Hey, I'm gonna hand off the baby monitor to my wife real quick. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'm off baby duty for the night.
All right. All right. Break
All right,
out the
be right
drinks.
Well,
But
guess what? I'm going to do that too.
there you go. But guys, like I said, with Lavonte, we talked a little bit about this early on in the show. And bear with me, guys. Like I said, I know I got the phone number wrong on the X account and stuff like that. It's just because, like I said, new soundboard. I'm really trying to make this the best experience, not only for myself, but for you guys, because I want you guys to call in 813-530-5255. Like I said, we want to start interacting with you guys more. I told you guys I was going to do this. Not only that, doing the Tampa Sports Collectors Expo, interviewing some of these players, Sean King. I'm going to put some of that stuff up. I have to edit a lot of stuff with those interviews, but those interviews will be coming up. Also, if you're a hockey fan, a Lightning fan, I did interview Dave Andrewchuk. That video is up. Make sure you guys smash the like button and share this video. Like I said, this is like the Buccaneers. We're going into a new era of the Frozen Pirate podcast. Modified the logo a little bit. New soundboard. We're working on a lot of stuff, like I said, because we're going back and forth to Tampa now, and I'm having a lot of fun at these Sports Collectors Expo. A lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff to do over there. I just interviewed as well Shonda Roberts, mother of Elijah Roberts, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to talk about something real quick. I want you guys to go check out that interview I did with Shonda Roberts. It's on the YouTube page, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I want you guys to really listen to that interview that we did. I did that with Aubrey, my girlfriend. You'll probably see her on here a little bit here and there now. It was basically about domestic violence and how she was a survivor of domestic violence. And we had a great conversation. She actually talked about, how she sang the national anthem at a Buccaneers home game against the Carolina Panthers, and she was terrified. I'm going to chop up that clip. It was hilarious what she was talking about, the feelings, like she wanted to walk off the field because she was so nervous. But she got through it, and just an amazing person to talk to. She was. And I'm going to stop putting up on my Instagram a link for you guys to donate if you can. I mean, I look at it like this. If you guys donated to Mike Evans's foundation and stuff like that, you could do it with Elijah Roberts and her mom. And it's called Pain to Purpose. Basically, all the supplies, everything that she gets, it's a nonprofit. Everything that she gets, she stuffs purses for women, battered women. Like if they need an exit plan, she helps them with an exit plan out of abusive relationships with their significant others and stuff like that. It's crazy. Some of the stuff that she talked about, it's very deep. It's deeper than football, man. Like I said, and I'm very proud of her. And then it was cool to see her and my girlfriend Aubrey kind of talk and interact like that and just kind of share their story. So make sure you guys go and check that out. But smash that like button. Let's get back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, pain to purpose. Let's get back to the Tampa Bay Bucs, guys. I understand a lot of you guys think that, with and you're back. I was just actually talking about Elijah Roberts' mom, how me and Aubrey interviewed her. And that episode is on the Frozen Pirate podcast. She talked about how she sang the national anthem at the last Buccaneers game and how she wanted to walk off the field because she was terrified. Oof. It was really
very
funny.
Scary, dude. I can't even sing karaoke.
Yeah, no, she was amazing, and I was just telling the audience, Jamie, that about her nonprofit that she does, Pain to Purpose, basically helps out women in need of when they're trying to get out of an abusive relationship. Her and Aubrey had a great conversation about it. Aubrey being a victim of that herself, and just listening to them two talk and basically just having people go to Pain to Purpose and donate. paintopurpose.org. I see everybody helped out with Mike Evans's foundation. Elijah Roberts is a fantastic kid. He plays defensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. His mom is amazing, Shonda Roberts. And like I said, guys, Pain to Purpose, go donate. I'm actually sending a box of supplies so she can stuff the purses for these women for their exit plans. It's a really cool thing that she's doing, and I'm very proud of her for that. Back to the Tampa Bay Bucs. Look, everybody's like in this doom and gloom, this dark cloud over the Raymond James Stadium. Mike Evans is gone. Lavonte David retired. But guys, listen, I understand. This is all we've known for a very long time. 14 years with Lavonte, 12 years with Mike. Mike is going to go ball out somewhere else. Good for you. Good for your family. Lavonte gets to ride off into the sunset. Not the season that he wanted, but he tied Derrick Brooks's record all time. There is a void on that defense. Somebody's got to step up and be a leader. And I'm going to tell you guys something right now. Guys like Lavonte David and the Mike Evanses of the world, you're starting to see a trend here. These guys are not going to stick around forever. So enjoy what you see now, because a lot of these young kids coming out, man, they're not like that. They're like, it's a different movement. It's a different type of youth now. It's not the same. Like, a lot of these kids, they don't really care about the charity stuff. They don't really it's a more money driven thing now. And it starts from college, but that's why I said enjoy this, because the turnaround for these players, man, you're going to see them swapping jerseys like crazy now, because it's a big business. As far as Lavonte David goes in his Hall of Fame, Jamie, I know you wanted to talk about a little bit about some stuff. I just want to know, you as a Bears fan, you've seen your fair share of great linebackers, Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, actually. Prime Lavonte, prime Urlacher. Who do you take?
I don't know, man. It's tough because those two guys had, here's the thing. Lavonte was a lot smaller than Brian Urlacher. But I don't know if you got your stats, both of their stats together. But one stat, I'm going to take Lavonte, not because it's the Buccaneers, but it's what he did. Like, one stat that sticks out the most is 33 forced fumbles for a linebacker. And the amount of, where is it here? Tackles for loss. So I want you to compare Brian Urlacher's tackles for loss and Lavonte's, if you have their stats side by side.
Pulling it up now.
Lavonte, I don't know. Like, let me ask you, where do you think Lavonte ranks with guys like, Ray Lewis and, Lance Briggs and Brian Urlacher? Because like I said, like, that inside linebacker position is not an easy position to play. And especially if you're a little undersized. That's why he reminded me so much of Hardy Nickerson and Derrick Brooks. And it's going to be tough.
Urlacher had, depending on how you compute, had 122 to 138.
For tackles? I mean,
tackles for loss.
What did Lavonte have?
Lavonte had 177, I believe. Yeah, 177.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
How many career sacks did Lavonte have?
Let's see here. He had 42 and a half sacks.
So about the same. Urlacher had 41 and a half.
And you know what? Here's the thing, and this is why I can't wait to
Urlacher is one of only 4 players to have 40 sacks and 20 interceptions.
I think Lavonte had 15 or 14 picks.
14, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was 14 for Lavonte. I don't know, man. Like, I like what's going on in the world of X. I like what's going on with the national media now that he retired, because now everybody's starting to realize who Lavonte David was. Because, Jamie, for a long time, I think you can kind of agree with me, nobody ever talked about Lavonte. I mean, he was a guy.
Yes and no. I mean,
he never really
I've been
got
paying
the
attention
credit,
to the team for a long time. So,
well, you have, but
yeah,
I'm
14
just saying,
interceptions.
It's just, he never really got the credit he deserved. Outside of, when Brady got here, people started realizing how fast Lavonte was, what kind of a leader Lavonte was. It's kind of heartbreaking, because it's just like, wow, you guys are just noticing this now with Lavonte? Really? But Lavonte, I don't have enough nice things to say about him. Like I said, what he did for the Buccaneers, you don't really see that a lot. You don't see, that's a dying breed, man. That's a dying breed of a linebacker, dude, playing for one team. And there was a point where, like Alex brought up, I think it was the 6th year, they were like, hey, man, you're switching schemes, 3-4, trade me or cut me. And they're like, no, we want to build this around you. And unselfish player. in my opinion. But like I said, for the Buccaneers now, like I said, I keep saying this. Who's gonna take the role? And I get why people are saying we're gonna suck this year. I mean, you really can't say that, in my opinion. Guys, call in. What's your opinion?
Look, I don't know you guys are necessarily going to suck this year, but I don't think you're going to be truly competitive. I wouldn't be shocked with an 8-win season.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, right? I like the fact that everybody thinks that we're gonna suck. I like the fact that I think the one thing they have going for them is the schedule.
Do you remember what Nick Saban would always say when people would talk about how good they were going to be?
No, I wasn't a Bama guy.
He would tell them. Well, I think this sort of became legendary outside of just Bama because it's such a great expression. He would say, "Don't feed us rat poison." Say that's rat poison. You're telling us we're going to win, and of course, an old saying. It's probably older than Saban, but Saban always liked it. You don't win a game just by putting on the jersey,
right?
And all that comes down to, it's better to be underestimated, right? It's better to have people think, "Oh, these guys aren't that good. They're not." It's better to play with a chip on your shoulder than it is to show up and think you're going to win just cause.
Oh, Virgin Boy says, "My bad. We're going to the Bears game in Seattle because I'm stationed in Cali."
Yeah, so I've been to a Bears 49ers game years and years ago when my brother lived in San Fran. The 49ers stadium is very weird. In fact, I think it might have been opening weekend.
Good, another great comment by him. If Lavonte
I saw that
David
earlier, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah, drafted by a bigger media. He's absolutely right. Drafted by a bigger media, bigger team. Back then, he would have had 4 All-Pros. Let's speak about that. That is crazy, man. The fact that Lavonte has 1 Pro Bowl. I mean, I don't really care about the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl's a joke, anyways. That's just it's flag football. It's practice for the big flag football game that they're gonna start training for. But I mean, actually, we should talk about the flag football. We should do that in final thoughts, because if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan and you see what is he getting paid? 60 million, 50 million? Joe Burrow? You see him running around like that?
Yeah. The flag football thing, I don't know.
Save it for the Olympics, man. Save it for the Olympics. But back to my point with the Bucs and how they're going to be bad this year. I don't think so. I think if you take a look at what's Baker Mayfield's driving force, being the underdog, the chip on his shoulder, this is right up their alley, man. These players are sitting here talking about Coach Bowles. Coach Bowles is wonderful, this and that. All right, now step up and play for your coach, because everybody keeps talking about he's on the hot seat. We got to get him out of here. If this team does not play well this year, I'm going to tell you one thing. There is going to be a massive rebuild. I don't know if you have it in front of you, Jamie, but you can look this up. Take a look at who the free agents are going to be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year. Take a look at that. This team will go through not only just a coaching change, but there will be a rebuild, because a lot of these players are not going to want to re-sign, because a lot of these guys are going to be, guys like Vita, Chris, and all these guys, they're going to be up there. They're going to want to go compete for a title. You're going to see a completely different team. Now, that's next year. This year, I like what they did up front. They got nasty. They got real nasty. But you still need to address the edge rusher position. I think that's more important than inside linebacker. They signed a bunch of inside linebackers this year. You got to go out and you got to draft an edge rusher. But the problem is, who's going to be available for them at 15? 15 is not a bad place.
Baker, Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, and Cody Mock.
There's more. Antoine Winfield Jr., I believe, as well. Chris, too, I think. Like, there's a lot of free agents next year. They're going to have a shit ton of cap space. But I can't see a world in where these guys are going to want to stay. And if Baker Mayfield has an off season, he's going to probably be a backup somewhere. Or, I don't know, maybe he goes to LA. That's another thing, too. A lot of people are talking about, what if it doesn't work out for him this year? The Buccaneers are thinking about extending him. Let me ask you this. Do you think the Buccaneers should sign him to an extension this year? Or you think you let that contract play out?
For which player?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, it depends how this year
It's-
goes.
It's tough. Do you sign him
I
now?
mean,
Because
you're not drafting a quarterback this year, right?
you could probably get
Unless
one in the later rounds. I mean, they picked up what's his face, the Bengals back up there. I should know this, but I'm like overly tired. Um, they need a real backup quarterback in there because Baker tends to get hurt.
well, and they got to do what I always talk about that nobody does, and other than Green Bay. Sometimes you just got to develop a guy. I know it's not fun, but
Actually, Sean, Mr. King, and I talked about that. I got to chop up those clips and put them out there. He had a lot of good things to say about Baker Mayfield. And he also kind of told the truth about him. Again, this team is going to live and die by Baker Mayfield, man. That's just what this offense does. Because again, if we see the same repeat shit performance of last year, you might as well just blow this team up because Todd won't be here. A lot of people won't be here. Maybe even Jason Light won't be here neither. Not going to lie. You're probably going to see a new team. But I don't believe in that, and I'm sick and tired of hearing, the NFC South. The NFC South, it's an easy division. That's good for the Bucs. I don't think any division's easy because anytime you play a division game, like I talked about this with the Patriots back in the day, who was the one team that gave them the most headaches? The Dolphins. And they were the worst team.
same with the Bears, the 85 Bears. That's the only team they lost to, and they were terrible.
Yeah, they struggled. They struggled, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really say that about a division, in my opinion. You can't. Not in the South is the South. The South's getting better. The Panthers, they're doing the right things. Did they overpay for a couple of guys? Yeah, it tends to happen. Sometimes you got to do that to make people believe in what the cause is. New Orleans is starting to find a little bit of an identity. They beat us last year, and I was at that game, unfortunately. And the Falcons, they got some issues, but I'm not counting them out. We talk a lot of shit to the Falcon fans, and we talk a lot of shit about the Falcons, but they still beat us. So there's no easy division, in my opinion, in football. But what the Buccaneers got to do is they have to build this team to win the division. So you need to get an edge rusher, and you need to start generating some pressure on the quarterback. I think what Todd Bowles is trying to do, he's trying to get pressure with 4. That's why the Alonzo pick's here and why that guy's 10. I don't know if he's a full-time starter, but I guess we'll wait and see. And like I said, I don't know. I see mock drafts of them taking a tight end in the draft, and I can't stand mock drafts. I was actually talking to people on X, and shout out to everybody who's been following and stuff like that. I appreciate it. And like I said, stay patient. Like I said, we'll get all this equipment stuff situated with to bring you the best possible show. But I don't know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna trade back? I think there's a possibility that they can maybe trade up a couple spots to get an edge rusher because that's the most important position that they need.
So I foresaw this conversation and pulled up the latest ESPN mock draft, which I don't actually totally disagree with.
What do they got?
At 15, they got you taking Akeem Messidor, the edge out of Miami. I watched him play some last year. He's a machine, dude. And there's not a ton of teams ahead of you. The Saints, if Reuben Bain's there, they're going to take him.
Yep.
That Sonny Styles kid is going somewhere. Arvell Reese is going out of the gate. David Bailey's going out of the gate. So
that's too bad. I wanted Bailey. You got to trade.
Well, everybody wants Bailey. You got to move mountains to get him though. Like he's a behemoth.
Would you?
But I like Akeem Messidor, man. He's.
Do you think Do you think there's a chance that the Buccaneers can still somehow, some way, maybe decide to say, F that pick, F next year's pick, we got to win now, and go out and make a trade for a big-time pass rusher? I'm going to say it right now.
There are so many good pass rushers in the draft that I just don't think that's the smart thing to do right now.
Yeah, I get it. But, I mean, what if the guys that you really want aren't there?
One of them's going to be there.
Yeah. But is he that man?
And then your second
see
round
what I
pick,
did
they
there?
have. Yes, I saw that. Very good.
Amazing.
Let's not go that far. Your second round pick, where is it? I really like this. Eli Stowers, right? Do you know who he is? That tight end out of Vanderbilt?
Yeah, but they just paid K. Dotton too much money.
Yes.
You can go get
But-
Jacob Rodriguez, inside linebacker.
So he's actually probably my favorite player in the draft, and they currently have the Bears taking him at 57. So I wasn't going to say anything, so I don't want to speak it into being. I watched a bunch of him last year. He's awesome.
Wow, he's very nice.
That is kind of how I feel about him. But Eli Stowers is interesting. He's a more complete player than Cade Otton. He was also Texas A&M's quarterback.
Yes, I heard about this. I mean,
I love that. He was also the leading FBS receiver for tight ends.
big kid too. He's 6. What is he? 6'5", 6'4"?
6'5", I think. Let me pull up his stats.
Let me look this kid up.
By the way, Stowers is one of my family names. It's my mom's family.
Very strong last name, huh?
6'4", 240.
Jesus Christ! I've been having bad acid reflux. Getting old now. I mean, not bad.
Better than the alternative.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it. It's a fun pick.
I don't see them doing this though. I don't. I really don't. I think honestly, Jamie, I think they're gonna go defense heavy in this year's draft. I really do. And I think when they go offense, I think it'd be an atrocity if they went offense in the first 5 picks. You need as much help as possible on defense. I just don't see them taking a tight end. I don't. I see them maybe drafting a quarterback in the later round, maybe another receiver in the later round. That's it. I think they're going to go all defense.
There's no world in which they take a receiver.
I mean, they only got 4 receivers. You know, what happens if Chris gets hurt? Now you got 3. You know, so I mean, I don't see them taking a tight end. I really don't. And I get it why people, like a lot of people, are talking about the kid from Oregon.
Okay, if they take a receiver in the second round, do you know anything about Jeremy Bernard out of Bama?
Jeremy Bernard.
Not Jeremy. Jeremy. It's
Jeremy.
G-E-R-M-I.
I already don't even want him on the team.
Like Germ. Dude is a leader. He has super soft hands, incredible route runner, very, very good after the catch. He was supposed to be our kind of number 2. We'll kind of see receiver last year, and instead was just dominant. And our flashy receiver fell by the wayside.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I again, maybe in the later rounds, but I don't see where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take offense. Again, especially with Lavonte David retiring, they're going to go defense heavy, man. I think they go pass rush first round. I think they go inside linebacker second round. I think they probably go maybe another edge rusher in the third round. Fourth round, I don't know. You should probably write all this down, because if this really happens, man, then
no, we'll do an actual draft show, and then I'm going to write down. I don't think we should do predictions for the draft, because Mel Kiper, who's supposed to be the best in the world at it, is always incredibly wrong every year.
I explain that to me, how he's got that job and making all kinds of money.
Come on, how many times have you heard me do that rant? I can't do that rant again.
Shout out to Ian
you know
Beckles,
why? Because
he talked about it.
Because 6 months after every draft, ESPN and every other sports network should be forced to do a retrospective where they show video of all their predictions for the draft and compare how right they were. You know, last year when Shador went super late, you remember he went crazy talking about these teams don't understand. He should have been here. They don't know, as if he's better than NFL scouts. And of course, he was proven completely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Shedeur had like the second or third worst EPA amongst any rookie quarterback in the modern era.
He played in a very bad division. I mean, he played in a very bad team in the Cleveland Browns.
For sure. But he didn't do anything that made you think he'd play good on a good team. I mean, good teams don't draft quarterbacks.
Well, the crazy thing is looking back at that now with the Cleveland Browns, man. Why I don't even know why they started him. That again,
because why not at that point? By the time they put him in, why not? Okay, flip side of this, the Browns are drafting another quarterback this year, guaranteed. Guaranteed, dude. Mark my words.
What's that betting thing that everybody's using now?
Which one? The Kalshi or
Kalshi? Yeah, I see all these stupid ads.
Prediction markets. Yeah, all this shit.
I should put some money. I should put some money. I should put money on that the Browns are gonna either trade up in the draft to go get a quarterback like they.
I don't think they're gonna trade up necessarily because there's only 2 really, really good quarterbacks in the draft this year. And obviously, what's his name from Indiana is going at number 1. I think Ty Simpson will go in the first round. But other than that, there's really nobody. But when I say Browns are drafting a quarterback this year, I don't mean they're like building the team around a first round pick. I think they're going to take another like 3rd or 4th round pick and grab a guy.
Well, they still have Dylan Gabriel on the roster.
Statistically, I think the only worse quarterback than him was Shedeur.
Yeah. That's just a bad situation to be in, man.
Boy, imagine having to play on that offense. You're mad at the Buccaneers. Oof, imagine that offense.
I'm glad you brought that up because I keep telling Buck fans, bro, it could be worse. We could be the Cleveland Browns right now.
No, I will say this. I would rather be a Browns fan than a Jets fan.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah. But although I think the Jets are going to be much better.
Remember, the Browns made the playoffs like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Who led them there?
No, it was after Baker.
With who?
It was God, who even was their quarterback then? I'll tell you who led them, their defense.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This was like 2 or 3 years ago.
But the Browns, the Browns always have a good defense. Speaking of the Browns, I hear about supposedly Myles Garrett might be getting traded. Man, give it up. They're not trading him. He's gonna be stuck there, and he doesn't care because he's making a shit ton of money.
No, I think that's a total misunderstanding of the situation. If he wanted to leave, he could have left last year. There's something about it that he loves. There are certain players like that will stick through
the dog pound.
Lavonte stuck through a lot of bad years. Mike Evans stuck through a lot of bad years. Now,
bad quarterbacks.
The Browns are historically a joke organization. I mean, they haven't been good since the 80s.
I remember when they drafted Tim Couch.
Yeah. It's a legendary draft.
Yeah.
And then of course they got Baker. They got decent for a little while. Oh no, we're gonna bring in Deshaun Watson. I'm sure he'll be good. He doesn't have any off-field distractions.
Yeah. That was, I don't know why they did that. I remember when the Buccaneers entertained that, and thank God they didn't, man. Whew. Thank God that was when Brady left. That was when Brady retired. And I was hearing rumblings. I'm like, dude,
do you remember the 2 quarterbacks you and I talked? I don't even think the show had gone live yet, or maybe it was like my first time being a guest on the show. But we had 2 quarterbacks that we talked about, and it was Baker and Darnold, and I wanted Baker.
I wanted Sam Darnold. I remember that.
We were both right because Baker has been great for the team, and we'll never truly understand what's happened with Sam Darnold. I will say this. Actually, this is something we really should have talked about earlier in the show. Justin Fields signed with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Mahomes is not going to be ready week 1. So Fields is going to be their starting quarterback.
I did see that.
This is the one chance he has at a career. Can you imagine, right? You get drafted by the Bears. They don't really give you much of a head coach. Bears do what they do to quarterbacks every time up until Caleb, right? where we actually got a serious offensive leader and are turning ourselves into a serious.
You guys made the playoffs, dude.
We won in the playoffs. We beat the Packers.
That's a huge accomplishment. I told you that curse was broken.
Oh, dude, the Packers fans, I've just been feasting off their tears for months. Okay, so you're Justin Fields, you go to the Bears, you show all these flashes, right? Like I went and saw him live at a game, and he is something, right? Dude's a physical specimen. He's got some targeting issues. More than anything, it's decision-making and holding the ball too long. But still, you clearly have a future, but they decide, okay, this isn't right. He moves on. He has a year at the Steelers. He goes, 4-2 with the Steelers? Plays very well. And they decide not to bring him back. If I'm the Steelers in that situation, I try and turn him into my franchise quarterback. It's clear.
Yeah, I never understood why they did that. Why
they got Russell Wilson. We spent all this money on Russell Wilson. We got to put him in. How'd that work out? So they let him walk, and then he goes to the Jets. And the Jets have the worst season that any team's ever had. I think Fields broke a few records last year. I'm trying to remember exactly. There were 2 records he broke, not good records. So imagine going to the Bears team that's legendary for destroying quarterbacks. Then you actually have a good year somewhere else. And they're like, nah, you're going to the Jets next. Like, that is how you destroy someone's career and someone's life. So when I saw that the Chiefs picked him up, I was like, oh my God, please give this kid a chance. He's so fast. He's got such a great arm. He also, like, he just comes across like he never complains. He never throws a fit. He's not a diva.
What a better situation though with Andy Reid though.
Right? This is his shot, right?
Yeah, this is make or break.
You know, well, he's gonna play well there. The dude is a threat. They got a great O-line.
Yeah, but what do they do? Hear me out. And I know we're off Bucks topic, but it's all right because like it's okay, Buck fans, to talk about something else.
It's March 26th. We got all sorts of things to talk about that.
What happens though? What happens if Justin Fields absolutely balls out? Let's just say. So, how many games is Mahomes expected to miss?
One or two.
No,
one
or two. Who was it? That's. Oh, I'm thinking about Kelsey. I mean, what if
Kelsey signed a 3-year deal? What the hell is that?
Almost.
That's
I don't know.
That's got to have almost no guaranteed money, right? That's got to be all prove-its and incentives.
Probably. But what if he balls out those 2 games, man, and then Mahomes comes in and he's shaky, and then and you lose that game, and let's just say he's shaky that second game.
You don't move on from Mahomes, right? He, more than any quarterback in the NFL currently, has earned you stick with him no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already no question going to be a Hall of Famer, right? He's got what, 3 rings?
3 rings in a short span, yeah.
Sure. And he's 30, 31, 30.
No, not even. He's like 28, dude. He's young. He's still young.
He's 30. Yeah, he's 30.
He's 30. All right.
He turned 30 September.
Wow,
September
really?
17th of last year. Yeah. So he'll be 31 during the upcoming season. He's been around.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because he's been around since what, 2016, 2017? Yeah, that's when Cody was born. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Yeah. 30. If the Chiefs are smart, man, they well, I don't know about Andy.
So yeah,
Reid.
what you say, what you look, if Fields balls out, you say, hey, listen, man, your career's in an interesting place. Let's re-sign you for 1 more year. Stay as a backup, learn our system, yada yada yada. You know, Patrick's been getting hurt more and more. You're gonna have opportunities to play. I mean, Fields is like 27 though. It's not like he's not 23. But this is his shot at a Geno Smith, Sam Darnold style
redemption tour. Yeah.
Yeah. You forgot about me. Who knows? Probably the floor as far as having a comeback season. I don't know if you remember him. Oh, you definitely do, because I think he went to you guys at some point. Luke McCown.
Oh God, yeah. I remember when he had what was it, Alshon Jeffrey, and
incredible year at the Bears when he was like 32.
Yep, got him paid with the Buccaneers.
34. Yeah. Hey, we paid Mike Glennon $12 million after we
so
drafted Trubisky.
Even exchange, I guess. And that was Lovie Smith's first year. That's Buck football. Let's see. Virgin Boy says, watched all the Bears games. They have a chance if Caleb plays a complete game instead of playing good in the last 2 minutes of the game.
So Virgin Boys, I'm going to take issue with this. He does play a complete game, and if you watch, he often the first series of the game he plays very, very well. What you're probably thinking of is that he cannot throw in a clean pocket. He just can't do it. And what tends to happen, he can't throw in a clean pocket. He overthrows guys.
You're throwing like screaming. Were you screaming when you threw it?
You know who that was?
Yes, of course I know who that is.
Dude,
everybody knows who that was.
Dude, if I find the clip again, I'm gonna send it to you. You have to see him do the scream. He's like, oh,
he's one of my least favorite people in football.
Man, but he's got some excellent sound bites, dude.
I know, but he's such a dickbag. So Caleb, when he gets a really clean pocket and open receiver, I can tell you as a Bears fan that almost never misses a game and goes to a game live pretty much every year, no matter where it is. I don't live in Chicago anymore.
Chicago.
When I see a guy get open and Caleb has a clean pocket, I'm like, great, incompletion, maybe interception. When I see Caleb scrambling to the side and a guy's got like 3 inches to catch the ball on the sideline, I'm like, oh, 26-yard frozen rope, no question. He can only play under pressure, and that's a unique problem to have. I have immense faith in Ben Johnson that he's going to know how to fix this, and that they're going to spend the entire offseason with Caleb standing completely still and throwing to stationary targets around the field.
You think they're going to have a better year upcoming?
Better year? It depends what you mean by better. Is their record going to be better? Well, they're going to have a tougher season because they had a better record last year, so they're going to play against better teams. Emotionally, is it going to be a better year? Oof.
I'm going to tell you something from experience, buddy. It only gets worse from here as far as the emotions go, because now you have an expectation of this team, right? And I get it.
I don't know that now. See, we talk about this all the time. You have no concept of how a Bears fan, like how our brains work. We don't ever expect a good thing to happen. And the more good things that happen, the more we're convinced the next thing that's going to happen is going to be bad. And you've questioned me on this for years, and you've been proven wrong every time you question me. There have been multiple occasions that you have texted me, oh God, I didn't realize it was like that. How do you guys do this? This is so bad.
But I think you guys are past that now. I really do. I think that you guys really
I mean, look, I have faith in Ben Johnson. I don't have faith in Caleb because he has all the talent in the world, but I think the mindset isn't quite there yet. But I think it could be there. I like him. He's cocky. He kind of doesn't give a shit what people think about him. I'm not as crazy about some of the performative aspects of it, but we talk about this all the time. In order to play at the level that he plays at and be drafted first overall and yada yada yada. From the time you're 5 years old until you're in the NFL, the only thing that's ever mattered to you is football.
Right.
So you don't grow as a person.
30 straight years since he was 6.
Right. You don't grow as a person. You don't learn how to socialize outside of a locker room. You don't learn what normal dating is like. You don't have a regular college experience. You don't have a normal job. These people do not experience the world in the way that we experience the world. One of my favorites that always blows my wife's mind is there's a guy, what's his name? He's a winger from Man City, Phil Foden. Guy named Phil Foden, one of the best soccer players in the world. He was recruited into the Manchester City Academy, one of the best soccer teams in the world, when he was 4 years old.
Jesus, how's that happen?
Not he started playing Pop Warner. He was recruited, and his preliminary contract rights were bought by a professional team when he was 4 years old. What did they see in this kid? First of all, kudos to the scout because the guy is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy, did he come from a sperm bank? Is there a certain type of DNA that they manufacture this kid?
So Jenny and I, my wife and I have talked about this a bunch because I always like anytime our son does something funny, I'm like, remember that there were kids being scouted to pro teams at his age. It's got to be the dad, right? And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean, the dad is probably taking him to soccer camps and making sure he's visible and saying, you got to come look at this kid and blah, blah, blah.
That's a good dad, man.
Well, no, it's not.
You don't think so?
No, it's not. No.
What do you think?
Because at some point you decided that your child is a proxy for the professional career you didn't have. And you've decided that you want your child to be a pro athlete. I had a meeting with a guy, a work meeting, 3 weeks ago. And he works for a company that was trying to sell me a system for my restaurants. And we got to talking football. And the first half an hour of the meeting was just football. And he was talking about his sons. And he was like, well, we're thinking about moving because I want this son. He's going to play center. And I want him going to this better high school that's better for his position because I want him to play this way at this school so that he can get a D1 scholarship. So he can, percentage wise, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
your kid's not even in high school yet, and you're trying to build his life around being a pro football player.
Right. That's a little.
What are your
scary.
chances?
Yeah,
0.03% maybe on a good day.
Slim to none, buddy.
So, yes, it works out for some people. Yes, it happens for some people. But planning your life around it would also, by the way, remember, you could have all the talent, all the mindset, and everything about you. You're going to be a guaranteed Hall of Famer. You took a freak injury.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. It's all over.
That's done.
What are you going to do? What's the rest of your life going to be?
Yeah. And speaking of the rest of your life, actually, on the Pat McAfee show today, they asked Lavonte, what's the rest of your life going to be like? He's like, you're going to eat a bunch of shit and just gain 300 pounds? And then he started laughing. I got to ask you, though, as we get to wrap this up, Lavonte David, Jamie, in your eyes, you grew up watching some great linebackers. Where does he rank with those great linebackers? And is he a first ballot Hall of Famer or not?
It's a really hard question. And I've been struggling with this one for 3 days. You and I have been talking about this for 3 days. My hard answer is I don't know. Should he be? Statistically, probably. He has the ring that helps a lot. His numbers are good. It seems harder for linebackers to get in lately. In fact, let me check.
For me,
what are your thoughts? Do you think so?
As somebody who's watched them and as somebody if Derek Brooks is the first ballot Hall of Famer, you got to say Lavonte David is too, because Lavonte David is almost identical in stats. I just think the Buccaneers had more media coverage back then because the defense was so dominant back in the day, with Sapp, Brooks, Donnie Abraham, Hardy Nickerson, like those guys, there was more eyes on the Buccaneers, and then they had to fall off. And then, they had some really ugly teams. Those games were getting blacked out. And like I said, a lot of people didn't know about Lavonte David unless you were a Buccaneers fan or, Tom Brady came around. That's when you started finding out about Lavonte David. I think it is going to be difficult for him to get into the Hall of Fame, but I'm starting to see something with the media now where players are speaking out. Like, how is this man only all-pro this many times? He should have been more. Look at his accolades. Look at his statistics. And if you look at just the play on field, like, he's not really a big guy, but he knew how to hit you. And
There's only four linebackers that played in the 2000s that are in the Hall of Fame. Go.
Ray Lewis, Derek Brooks, Urlacher didn't get in yet, did he?
Oh, yeah, he was first ballot.
All right, so that's 3.
One left. Absolute legend of the game.
Patrick Willis?
No.
Was it Patrick Willis?
No.
I know this.
This is truly a guy who remade the position.
I wanted to say...
and and is famous for
Teddy
something
Bruschi.
else very sad as well.
Oh, Junior Seau.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
only
it's-
9. By the way, there's only 9 tight ends in the Hall of
Yeah, I
Fame.
knew. Yeah, I knew that. And then, I just
Can you
it
name
is-
the one player that was a tight end that's in as a player and a coach?
Oh yeah, Mike Ditka.
Okay, how about the only tight end that played in the only 2 tight ends that played into the 2000s that are in?
Oh, that's Antonio
They're both-
Gates. And
Gates
Gonzalez.
is not in.
He's not in.
Tony Gonzalez is in.
Tony Gonzalez, not Jeremy Shockey. I don't know why he popped into my head.
No, but you know what? I haven't thought of him in a while. That dude
Yeah,
for a
me
few
neither.
years was unstoppable.
He ran people over.
He was fun to watch play. He
I
seemed like a
gotta
bad
ask,
person.
who's,
The other one is
Richard-
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp, of course. Shay, Uncle Shay. Do you think Panthers give Bryce $50 million? Actually, you got to talk to Ralph about that from Damn You2 Sports Talk. We got to get him on. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah.
He's so opposed to that, and I don't blame him. I mean, that's tough. That's very tough. Unless Bryce grows 2 inches, and he has a phenomenal year with that. I shouldn't say that because I'm short myself. But I mean, I don't know. There's just something about. I don't know if Dave Canales can really tap into Bryce and say, hey, this is our franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they think he's their franchise quarterback. But we'll see what happens this year. I mean, the NFC South is up for grabs. So we'll see. But Lavonte, I hope he gets in. I really do. I want him to get in because he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. Something else here. Post Lavonte David, Jamie, who steps up for this defense and why?
I mean, who should it be? Vita Vea. Who will it be? Well, it should be Vita Vea. It should be Antoine Winfield, right? Unquestionably the 2 best players on the defense.
I got an answer that's going to surprise a lot of people.
Is it going to surprise people because it's wrong?
No, it's going to be Tyke Smith. I think Tyke Smith's going to step up and be a real vocal leader.
How old is he? I mean, he's young. He's
young.
What, 3rd year, 2nd year?
Yeah.
I mean, you've loved it. I remember us talking about him.
I like Tyke.
First bringing him over. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a solid point because if Vita Vea or Antoine Winfield were going to do it, they probably would have done it by now.
Mm-hmm.
But you also don't know because you had Lavonte. So I don't know. It's got to be somebody. It's got to be somebody.
I mean,
and if
look,
it's nobody, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
In order to match that presence and that aura of Lavonte David, you would have to go out and draft for like a Max Crosby. Now, if they did that and they drafted, I mean, they went out and traded for Max Crosby, then I could sit here and say, hey, Jamie, I'm very confident because he's going to be a vocal leader. Like he's well respected, but the chances of them trading for Max, I don't know. It's kind of slim to none. But I'm not counting that theory out yet. But I mean, it's going to be Tyke Smith. I think Tyke Smith is going to be a vocal leader for that defense. So yeah, man. Any final thoughts, Jamie? Any final thoughts on the legacy of Lavonte David?
No, other than incredibly impressive. Excited for when he's in the Hall. Seems like a great guy. Hope he takes a couple years off. Hope to see him in the media.
I'd love the
his
fact
focus is going to be being a father, right?
Yeah, I love the fact that he teared up and he's not afraid, and he goes, "Having a daughter made me a man."
Yeah, I read that statement after he.
You're going to
gave
tear
the
up
press
when you see
conference,
it.
and
You're gonna tear up when you
I've
see
watched
it.
bits of it. I just haven't watched the whole thing. I disagree because I think having a son made me a man, but having a daughter has been a great experience too. And will make me into a different sort of man. But I 100% agree on the sentiment that, I don't think, and not to say, look, there's nothing wrong with people not having children.
Mhm.
But I don't think that I knew who I was as a human being until I became a father.
Yeah, it's a different experience. So I'll tell you what, the recklessness really stopped for me because nothing else matters, man. Nothing else matters.
It rewires you completely. And
God, yeah.
it's good to see in a sport where a lot of guys aren't necessarily great dads. And guys have all sorts of off the field issues. It's good to see someone who achieved at the highest possible level say, yeah, but you know what really matters?
Yeah. All right, guys. This is the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I'm your favorite masshole. This is my buddy Jamie. We are out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Smash the like button and, treat each other with kindness. Be fair to one another. Peace.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again.
Fire the cannon, Bucks!
Let me get the fuck out of here.